you take a look at that sky this morning at daylight, or not quite daylight. That is really something. The clouds are red as they can be. The red is reflecting off the lake. I don't know if the camera's really picking that up this good or not, but it is spectacular. Absolutely incredible, amazing. Look at that. We've got a big bad cold front coming in. This is the last time I looked, it was 66 degrees. 66 degrees here toward the end of 2025. Southern Oklahoma. 81 degrees here yesterday, a record. 83 in Oklahoma City, even warmer there. And that's north of here. Look at that sky. Is that something? The sun's going to come up over the mountains here in just a little bit. That's a spectacular start to the last Sunday of 2025. What a great day it would be for the Lord to come back. You bet. I'm ready. Wow. What a way to start a spectacular day. My gosh. That's incredible. I'll make me a cup of coffee and watch that for a while. Red sky in the morning on the other side of the house, on the lakeside. Big, beautiful buck. I mean, a big, beautiful buck. A little spike at the Texas Hunter feeder. It's pretty dark out there, and the phone's doing pretty good. It's a little out of focus. It's doing pretty doggone good. Makes it look a lot brighter than it is. I see that deer way better through the phone than I'm seeing through my eyes. But it's zoomed up to 12.3 right now. It is a big boy. As he moves around out there, I have a hard time keeping the phone still. As he moves around, he gets a little bit out of focus. And as I shake a little bit here this morning, red sky in the morning on the other side of the house. So, wow. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. Red sky at night, sailors delight. It's dead calm out there right now, but it means the wind's going to blow. And it's actually forecast to blow 40 or 50 miles an hour later in the day from the north. When that front gets here, drops the temperatures out. 66 degrees right now at daylight. But by daylight tomorrow, we'll have chill temperatures in single digits. 81 degrees here yesterday. Down to chill temperatures in single digits. Actual temperatures in the 20s forecast for tonight. Well, I better quit messing around here and take a shower and get ready for church. Boy, that's a big old pretty thing. 10 or 12 point. Perfect, typical rack. Sucking up that South Fresh deer food. Free breakfast at Jimmy's. Oh, look at that. The geese and the deer are all down there together. That one deer's walked over with the other deer, but it was right in the middle of all that bunch of geese out there. They were all right there together. I don't know how many geese is there, maybe about a dozen of them. There might be more than a dozen. The deer are right with them. It's cooled off a lot out there. It's gonna get down in the low 30s or high 20s tonight. Wind is blowing like crazy. It's a far cry from yesterday evening when I went fishing and caught 14 bass. 4 real nice ones, about 4 or 5 pounds apiece. Fished the last couple hours before dark. Absolutely. Fished an hour, never had a bite. I finally got them figured out a little bit and caught 14. Well, I got them figured out quite a bit, not a little bit. That's very, very nice. It looks cold out there, and it is, particularly with that wind. A good way to end the Sunday evening, a good day to stay inside, will be tomorrow. The deer and the geese all down there together. There you go. They're pretty close together right there. Pretty nice camera work, Mr. Houston. Pat would say, not even close. Definitely not a pro. Just a poor old country fisherman. From 3 80-degree plus days, about a week or 10 days of incredibly beautiful weather, except for one little cold snap, we moved to 24 degrees this morning. And our geese are back, and they're glad they have a lot of down to keep them warm this morning. They don't seem to be worried too much about the cold. It looks gorgeous out there. Back up and look at the lake. The sun shining on the lake. I don't know where it's focusing on. It's not focusing on anything right now, is it? There we go. Move it up closer to the glass. It looks gorgeous out there. The north wind blowing. Definitely dead. Everything's dead. It's winter time. But it is almost time for Chris and I to have our 30th wedding anniversary. Excuse me, 62nd wedding anniversary. The 30th of the month. That's what I was thinking about. I think that we're going to go have a nice meal. Going to go to Ardmore and find a bookstore down there. Find me a yearly Bible. I've got one verse left in the Bible. One chapter. The very last chapter in Revelation. All I've got left to read. And I'll read the Bible completely through in 2025 for maybe the 55th, 56th straight year. I recommend that to everybody. It will change your life. God's word will change your life. And if you get in his word every day, a chapter, 2 chapters, 3 chapters, something like that. A friend of mine in Pryor sent me a Bible that it's not a daily Bible, but it says that if you read 3 chapters a day, you'll read the Bible completely through in a year. Read 2 chapters a day, you read the Bible completely through in 2 years. But if you get a daily Bible and read every day that you're supposed to read, when you come to the end of the year, like we are right now, you will have read the Bible completely through in a year's time. And if you do it 2 years, it's even better. 3 years is better. It has a multiplying effect. And when you've done it somewhere between 50 and 60 years in a row, like I have, gosh, God's just talking to you all the time. He talks to you in everything you see, everything you do, every circumstance. God's talking to you. And he's saying right now, Jimmy, it's cold outside. You stay inside. What a beautiful morning it's been. I haven't seen a deer. They're still laying low. But we're only going to have one cold day. It's going to be in the 30s today, back in the 40s or 50s tomorrow, and several days of pretty weather. Sun shining on the water. Looks gorgeous out there. It's colder than a booger. It'll freeze your fanny for sure. All right, guys and girls, let's just wrap this week up of Jimmy and Chris Houston's Twin Eagle Ranch videos. What a week it was this week. We spent about 4 days over with my daughter and her husband and all our kids and grandkids at Christmas week. And Chris and I celebrated our 62nd, that's right, 62nd wedding anniversary. Been married 62 years. I told her, that, and I'll tell you what we did. We went down to the WinStar Casino in southern Oklahoma, about 60 miles down from here. We went through Ardmore, and I looked at 4 or 5 different places trying to buy my annual Bible that I read through every single year. Daily Bible. It's got broke down in 365 days, and you read one every day, and you read the Bible completely through in a year. It's a great thing to be doing. And I've done that ever since I was 24, 25, 26 years old, something like that. So I've read the Bible through a lot of times. And Chris always bought me one every year for Christmas. That's how that got started back when I was in my early 20s or mid 20s. And Sherry, the last couple of years, hadn't bought me one. Like she did the first 2 or 3 years when Chris was sick, but she has the last couple of years, so I ended up not getting one. So I went to the bookseller, a great store over in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and they didn't have any daily Bibles. I only had about a half a dozen Bibles left, and I went to Hobby Lobby. They had like 2 or 3 Bibles left. I went to Walmart. They had about a half a dozen Bibles. Not a single one of them had any daily Bibles that are broken down in 365 days that you read through the year. So I got on Sherry and told her she'd have to just order me one online, and she's got me one ordered. That is a Bible in chronological order. I've read that Bible a few times already. It's a great way to read the Bible because it is as things happen. It's not just simply the books. It's chronological order, starting back with the creation, when God spoke this world into existence that we enjoy today and created you and I out of basically dirt. We're descended from dirt, and Adam and Eve, and it's just amazing to read from that all the way up through the book of Revelations, which I just ended up reading the last chapter, 22, the last chapter in Revelations, where it tells about the glorious coming back of Jesus Christ and the new heaven and the new earth that we will have the opportunity to live in forever. So we're going to end this ranch video. It's a pretty nice week. We wasn't here very many days, so we didn't get nearly as much as we normally do. But we ended up with a bunch of big turkeys in the yard this morning, and they're right at the end of the video. And so I'm sure that you like those, like seeing those turkeys. I always enjoy seeing them. I think I counted 28. So we're getting ready to turn the page here. Probably when you see this, we've already turned the page on a new year. 2K26 is what they're calling it, 2K26. And I hope it's a fun, exciting, prosperous, blessed, extremely happy new year for everybody. And I hope everybody catches their PB, their personal best, biggest fish, whatever it might be, whether it's the biggest bass, biggest crappie, biggest tuna. I caught my biggest tuna, and that was just a giant. You know, it weighed 711 pounds, I believe. That's a big, giant fish, biggest fish I've ever caught in my life. Fish from my buddy, Captain Paul Heber. But we're going to end this video, stop this nonsense rambling around. Beautiful here in Oklahoma. We did get down to 19 degrees night before last, down in the 20s last night. We've got, for the first 2 weeks of January, in the 50s, 60s, and even a few days in the 70s. God is good. God is great. And he sure blesses us here in southern Oklahoma. Have a great one out there, guys and girls. Fish lucky. And remember, I sure do love you.